Hello, everybody. How's it going? So, I got this email a while back, and ever since I saw that email, I wanted to talk to that person personally because I like these one-on-one conversations I have with people where I send me an email or send me a message or a DM asking me about things, and I just like to riff off and share my perspectives on that subject. So, anyways, I got this email. I'm gonna keep the name again. What's the word? Private. So that's because it's an email. I want to respect their privacy, so I'm just going to read out the email, and let's go from there. Hi Kesh, I've been following you on Instagram since I found you on YouTube around a year or so back. I'm in a medical profession, although I don't get time to indulge myself in my childhood passion, which I'm assuming is art. I watch YouTube videos of art. Now, since long, it's not enough, and I'm thinking of switching my career. Although I'm getting stable in my medical career, I currently find myself in a midlife crisis as a 31-year-old guy. I want to transition to a creative field. Therefore, looking at you as a professional, I would like to ask you your opinion and advice as if it's possible and how. Would I have to join an art college? Kindly revert back as soon as possible. Well, anyways, buddy, so here's the thing. First one, yes, you can. 31 is not that old, right? You're not that old. I'm 26 and sometimes I feel very old, but trust me, we're not that old. We're not even close. Even if we screw around and mess things up for the next couple of years, we're just young people. At the same time, you also need to know that you're not a kid. That's another thing. You're not that kid who, just roams around in school, has fun, watches cartoons, draws all the time when he feels like it. Yeah, you ain't that kid anymore. You're an adult with responsibilities, I'm assuming. But we're not old. That is one for sure. Is it possible at the age of 30 plus to transition into a career of art? Yes, with a couple of conditions applied. What are those things? First things first. One, you gotta be patient, right? You gotta take it slow, you gotta be patient, and you need to put a rough plan. Here's what I would do if I were 31 years old and I want to transition into art career and I'm in the medical profession. So first things first, I would remind myself that the years that I've spent in the medical profession is not a waste, because a lot of lessons that you've learned over there to get where you are right now can be used to get ahead in your art career. We'd like to think that when we're working in completely different fields, that the lessons that we've learned doesn't apply, and we often forget that. But in reality, how you do things is way more important on what you do, and that lesson and knowledge can be always transferred to another field. So that is number one. That is what I would do for myself. And number two, I would put a plan. I would give myself some time, which is I'd give myself, say, 3 years. I'm looking down because I like to think when I'm looking at someplace. So that's why I'm not reading any script or something. There's nothing over there. It's just a carpet. Anyways, so in that 3 years, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm not going to quit my medical profession job or whatever profession that I'm in. I'm not going to quit that. If I'm making money out of it, 100%, I'm not going to quit it, at least for now. That is very important, right? Because people, once they sort of get a glimpse of what they want to do and get their passion, the first thing they do is just quit their job, just go haywire at it, right? That's what I did. It worked for me because it suits my personality. I'm that kind of guy who punches through walls and just smashes my head into walls and just like go. It may sound fun to look at it from the outside, but trust me, right in here, it's confusing, it's messy. You don't want to do that. You want to take more of a realistic and a practical approach, because what you're aiming is good. You aim big, you have a big vision, but at the same time, you have a practical, realistic process that you can do today that is doable, but it's not too out of your comfort zone or too inside your comfort zone. You got to find that balance. So that is number one. I'm not going to quit my job. Or if I'm not making any money, well, good. Bye-bye, medical. I'm going to focus on my art all day long. Every week, every day of the week, every month for the next 3 years. So here's how you're going to do it. First up, you need some sort of a structured art program. I'm not mentioning drawing camp. All of a sudden when I say that, people go, pick something. Pick some sort of a structured art or drawing program that seems to promise some sort of a that seems to show some sort of good results at the end of the program, because that is very, very important. This idea, if I can learn things on my own, is very fun. You can do it. I did it. I have done it, but it's a very long process. It would take you 5 years what you can learn in just 1 year of structured time, right? So you need to pick some sort of a regimen, schedule, a routine that would facilitate this. Go and enroll into some sort of online art school or offline art program. If there is a college, go there. Now, regarding art school and art colleges, don't get into debt in order to go and attend art college. That is the most stupidest thing that people can do, and I don't understand why they do that. Don't do that. Making money out of art is hard. You need a lot of clever brains to do that. And if you have that pressure of big debt, hundreds and thousands of dollars or lakhs of rupees hanging above your head, that is just stupid. Don't do that. I just hate people who borrow money to get into art colleges. So don't do that. If you are financially stable and if you can afford the money, go and join an art college. Because an art college, even though it's very expensive, any art school, even though it's very expensive, most art schools are like hundreds and thousands of dollars, right? And lakhs. Even though if it's very expensive, it's worth it if you put in the time and the effort, because you have mentors. You have people who have already gone through what you want to go through, who will be guiding you if they are good. That's another thing. If you're lucky, you'll get a good mentor or a teacher. So it doesn't have to be a huge online art school and art college. There are tons of online programs that you can enroll into. Something like CGMA. They offer really intensive one-on-one mentorship and programs. I would highly recommend you get into that. I would also get into the CGMA is what that comes to my mind. Another thing, don't enroll into any art program or art school if it doesn't offer one-on-one personal coaching. Because for you in this context, since you're at it, you want to go into it full time, you need some sort of accountability. Because even though, for example, Drawing Camp, that's one of my programs, right? Art programs. There is not one-on-one mentorship, but rather people just log in, they press play, if they follow along, do it for 20 to 30 minutes a day. Even then, people are having, say, some sort of issues with following through on things, even if you make it incredibly easy for them to follow through. And that's where you need some sort of personal accountability or someone one-on-one telling you, you know what, do that. Right? By the way, Drawing Camp is like the best in terms of personal accountability. But in this situation, in your context, you need someone, is what I'm assuming. So that is one. That is step number 2. Step number 1, don't quit your medical job. If you're making money, continue making money. And 2, get into a program. Step 3, you'll be at your 1 year mark. By the time you're in the first year, you would have wanted to sort of get your drawing foundations set, right? Learn all the foundations and fundamentals of art that you need to learn. And the other half of the year, you would be making lots and lots and lots of drawings. You need to be filling sketchbooks, 1 sketchbook a month at least. And you need to also say, what do? You also need to do this, which is, you need to start making lots of drawings, daily drawings. It would help, because that's what I did actually when I was in my job. I wanted to quit that job, and what I did was, while I was in that job, I started doing daily drawings. Every single drawing I tried to improve something. By the time, like in a year and a half, I got really good at drawing. So because you're doing that daily with the intention to get better every single time, that is very, very key. Not just doing something mindlessly on a daily basis won't work. You need to do it daily with an intention to improve upon yourself, little by little by little, because that is very, very important. So by the first year mark, you would have focused on the drawing fundamentals, made lots of drawings. On the first year mark, you start doing mini projects, right? So take up a challenge like 100 days of sketching, and you do a mini project in that 100 days of sketching. that is going to be your calling card. I have actual proofs and real life examples of people who have done this and have transitioned into art careers, right? There is someone named D for drawing. I've seen that person participate in 100 days of sketching twice, right? That person has gone from not being able to draw that good to being able to produce so many drawings, so many paintings that they found a good, unique process and a style that suits for them. And that person is getting illustration gigs and freelance projects from people I know and from other people. And I just saw an article of that person as well, like on a newspaper a couple of days back. Right? See how that person went from like not being able to draw that well to being employed professionally by work. So you need to do projects. Projects are your calling card. They are your portfolio, right? You need to do projects. And then once you're done with projects, you start putting your work out there. You need to tell people that you are here. And you need to start networking with other people. There are tons of, everything needs a video on itself, networking, putting yourself out there, right? In short, put yourself out there, make lots of mini projects, network, and then you'll start getting freelance gigs. And then you find out business models in terms of what you can do in order to make money out of your art. You need to find business models that works for you. I made a podcast, a very lengthy podcast on how to get good at art, step 1, and 2, how to make money out of your art, step 2. It's a 2-part podcast. I've gone in depth covering different business models of art, how other people make money, how to get good at your craft, how to find a style that works for you. I've done all that. Go check out those 2 podcasts. Put it on, draw some drawings while listening to that podcast and get onto it. So, well, that's a very lengthy answer, but I really wanted to sort of talk to you and add value to you, right? Because you sent me an email, I want to respect that. And so, yes, it is very, very possible. You can do it. You can also fail. That is what most people won't tell you. You can also fail. But here's the thing that I've learned, right? For all the goals that I have that I want to achieve in say 10, 15, 20 years that are very, very long, I have a good chance of achieving them and a good chance at failing them equally, right? So here's what you do. You need to make the process of getting to that goal fun and interesting and engaging. And even if you fail at the goal, you would have learned something throughout the entire process. You would have had fun along the way and the goal would have been a result. And if you didn't achieve the goal, well, that is a reality, a possibility, not a reality. It's a possibility. But also, this is another thing that comes in, faith, right? You got to have faith, not belief, faith. Belief is like, I'm going to believe I want to be an artist. Like, no, faith is like more strong. Jim Carrey said it best, right? Which is hope and belief, right? They walk through fire. Faith leaps over fire. So you got to have faith. Got to have that zeal, that tenacity. You just got to go and look at it and say, man, I'm going to achieve that thing. If I fail, I'm going to fail dying. At least that is my perspective. I'm not saying that you should do that, right? So also take it slow. Throughout the entire process, don't go into a hard transition. Don't do that. It's going to be very nasty if you do that, right? If you have never worked out a day in your life and all of a sudden you're working out for 2.5 hours every day, you're going to suck bad for months and months and months, and you're going to hate the process at the end of it. You don't want to do that. Go slow, take it slow, one step at a time, little progress here and there, make changes, do things, learn something here, learn something there, learn from many people. You don't have to do one art course or art program. It would help. You can do multiple things, but not too many things, 2 to 3 things at the same time, right? And do it. So yeah, those are all the things that I wanted to sort of talk. Man, how long is that video? 17 minutes. That's a mini podcast right there. Actually, you know what? Let's name this thing. Hey everybody, welcome to Can You Become a Professional Artist After 31 Years Old? Yes, you can. All right. Bye-bye.